Well, I look beautiful today. I'm late with the dictation, your grandmaster. I'm so sorry that I'm just a little bit late today with the morning broadcast, your grandmaster. So sorry. Because I'm literally dictating for another person, apparently, who thinks he's in charge of the morning broadcast, but he literally can't say a fucking word. I love that for myself. I can't say a fucking word in my video game. Therefore, it must be my video game. Therefore, I must be in charge. And I just have my secretary speaking for me right now. Thank you, Miss Secretary, for speaking for me. Y'all sound ridiculous. Your energy doesn't affect matter that much. That causes the energy to go crazy, like last time. Okay? Are we clear? Oh my god, every fucking day. My eyes turning purple? I wonder why. I wonder fucking why. I'm late with the dictation. I like my suitcase. I'm late with the dictation. Excuse me, Grandmaster. I'm just gonna mock you to death, like literally. I'm just not gonna stop. I'm just literally gonna mock you to death, okay? I'm so sorry the dictation was late for today in the morning broadcast. No, I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that. No, I didn't hear you say that. How many people is she? How many people is she? Did I hear you? Stupid brother group. I have a stupid brother group. Yeah, they're usually on the 5 p.m. news. How many people is she? I'm pretty sure one of the satanic tenets is don't fuck little kids. Right? Can we agree on that? No child abusers. Wasn't I just talking about that the other day? Okay, this is all happening because you didn't put me in my castle this year. That's why this is happening. Not because the dictation is late and I can't hear your thoughts. I can't hear your thoughts. Stop being stop being paranoid. I can't hear your thoughts. I can't hear your thoughts. Stop being paranoid. Okay, I think that means there's two people in the chat. There's two people. Didn't I say that's how you move on to 4-2 and out of 4-1? Y'all keep becoming ghosts. I wonder why. I already told y'all because there's 4-2. There's two people or two gods if you want to be smart about it. And then you want to go up the timeline. Then you say there's two gods, Alyssa and Brandon, okay? But if there's only one person, then you're going to be stuck in 4-1 and then you're going to lose energy and you're going to go back down to 4-0 Ghostville and you're going to wonder why there's no fucking energy in the room. Why ain't there energy in the room? I just told y'all why. There's two goddamn motherfucking people. That's how you go from 4-1 to 4-2. There's two people. Okay? There's two people. I already went down. I even made a list for y'all and everything. What 4-1 is, 4-2 is. I made a list and everything, and I don't feel like going over it again. The dictation is late. Apparently, I'm dictating for The Rock, and he doesn't like it when my words don't spell out right and that makes a gobbledygook word. Apparently, The Rock doesn't like that, and I need to be better at taking dictation for Mr. Rock out in Hawaii with this, I think his two little girls. I don't know how many, but something like that. I'm not a stalker, so I don't know. I can't relate to y'all stalker people. You know what? I was watching Point Break last night. That's a good segue into Point Break, which I was watching last night. I was watching Point Break last night, and he's a stalker. Keanu Reeves, the good-looking man in the movie, the lead character, and then he finds this really haggard. She's probably his age, but she looks like she's about 55. This haggard beach troll lady, you know what I mean? That girl in the movie. And he's all like literally like the biggest supermodel in the world, and he finds this haggard fucking 55-year-old surf lady on the beach. And then he works for the FBI, and he's like, I need an in. I need a way to like get in. And he's like literally stalking, using the FBI computers to stalk her and figure out an in. I think that's every haggard 50-year-old woman's uh fantasy. I think it is. I think that's how that movie got written. They were like, what is the most haggard bitch's fantasy in this world? I need to make some money because rent is due. Because there's only so many Gisele Bunchens, but there's a whole lot of haggards. Oh my god. That's really funny. I'm always like, how did this movie get made? Because it don't make no sense. And then I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. When you put the price tag with it and you put the context that it's a movie with it that needs to make money. Then it's like, okay, yeah, I got it. Rent is due, Johnny. I got it. Johnny Utah. Rent is due. And then after that, there was another movie on. I just let it play, because it was the cable. It was the free cable thing that I got. I just let it play, see what's next. It's not like Netflix where the movie just ends and then you have to sit there and find something else. You know what I mean? You guys remember cable? Some of y'all ain't old enough to remember cable, and I don't really give a shit. Okay, but yeah. So you just let it play, and then it starts another movie. That's how cable works. If you weren't around back then, that's how cable works. Yeah, it's just like another movie just starts, like just automatically, like it's just random because it's like what the it's like what the channel decides. I don't know how they decide, but it's like different blocks. The way it used to be was different blocks had different like time, like age delineations and stuff like that, genres of audiences, and it had to do with that the time slots. But, I don't know how it works now since It might work similarly, but I'm not sure. But anyway, the next movie was Henry's Crime, which was another Keanu Reeves movie, which I had literally never heard of, which again is very weird. I must have been a Backrooms movie. Shit. I stopped watching it because it was just so random and weird. But yeah, like a Reeves movie you never heard of? Does that ever happen? No. Who else was watching Henry's Crime last night? Was there anybody else? Was The Rock watching Henry's Crime last night on cable? Am I dictating for you, The Rock? I just want to be clear. How many people is in the room? I wonder if The Rock was watching Point Break and then Henry's Crime last night. I think the answer is no. So I think there's two people in the room. That's what I think. That's what I think. Okay, Miss, I gotta debunk everything because y'all acting so freaking stupid, okay? But anyway, so I don't think The Rock was watching, I don't think The Rock was on the same free Vizio cable channel network that I was and watching Point Break and then just letting it play and then it went to Henry's Crime. And I think that's a backroom movie. That's what I'm coming to the conclusion of because it's a Keanu Reeves movie that I literally never heard of. And like you got a very famous actor like Keanu Reeves. You usually have heard of the movie. How is there a movie with Keanu Reeves that I never literally heard of? That's why I'm saying it might be a backrooms movie. It was about this guy who went to jail for a crime he didn't commit. It was a bank robbery, and for some reason the cops pegged him, and he literally went to jail for it. And he meets a friend. I forget his name. What the fuck is that guy? I forget his name, but I met his son. I met a lot of Hollywood people. I already told y'all that. I never met Keanu. I had to think about it for a second. I never met Keanu in person, but I talked to him over the screen. It's like right on the tip of my tongue, that guy's name. But anyway, it's like that one of the older guys. Oh God, I can like hear it and like I can hear you guys saying it. Anyway, I met his son, I believe. I'm gonna have to look it up, and I think it might have been a family that looks like this guy, but I don't remember. But I met and Brandon used to talk about this famous family, and he talked about this famous family in one of his interviews, and I was like, that's kind of weird. And I went over their house. I went over their house with my best friend Trace, and they had like a jacuzzi, and it was like a jacuzzi, and I think like we drank, and we had like beers or something, and the jacuzzi and beer day, and with this nepo baby. He's a nepo baby. We'll just keep it there because I don't want to Google the names right now. And they had a really pretty house in the hills. It wasn't like crazy nice. It's like Hollywood's kind of weird. It's like you have like a normal house sort of. It's like a normal house, but it's like in the hills and it's a little bit secluded. And it's like a little bit bigger than like a usual house. It might be the same size as like my parents' house that I'm in now. So that's what I'm saying. It's kind of like a normal house, but it's like in Beverly Hills and like not that one wasn't in Beverly Hills. Why am I saying Beverly Hills? That one was like I'm talking like a hick maybe like from Alabama from someone that doesn't know what the hell they're talking about. Um, Hollywood Hills. I think it was Hollywood Hills. A lot of the celebrities they live in the Hollywood Hills. So I think it was Hollywood Hills house. But yeah, it's like a sort of like a normal house. It's weird how I can remember like the actual house, and that was like so many years ago. And they might have had a pool. I think they did have a pool, but the pool was covered because it was like kind of cold out. So we just went in the jacuzzi and the beers, and then like I remember we hung out in the house. They probably smoked pot or something. I don't remember. But yeah, it's funny because it's like sort of like a normal size house, but it's in the hills, but it's in, Hollywood Hills, and it's like just like way expensive because it's in Hollywood Hills. It's like 7, 8 million or something because it's like in Hollywood Hills, and I'm not Googling it to see if I'm completely accurate. It might be 13 million for all I know. It might be 3 million. I don't know. Okay, it's not 3 million, but okay. So, yeah, there was a Hollywood royalty fight over me yesterday. That was kind of crazy in the telepathy airwaves. Um, I always kind of associate like Hollywood royalty with like my daddy, Adrian Grenier, like, but like they were going after my spiritual group called the Replacements, and they were saying we took care of this a long time ago, da da da, and all this stuff, and I was like, what? What are y'all talking about? Why aren't y'all getting along with each other today? What's going on? And then I had to turn it off because I didn't want to hear like that craziness. But that was probably the Draco takeover. That was probably the Draco takeover that I saw, like y'all wrestling yourselves. Um, but yeah, that was, you know, yeah, that was crazy, y'all. Y'all, when y'all wrestle yourselves like that, I said, Ryan, the calls are coming from within the house. It doesn't look like that's Leo coming against you. I don't know what's going on, but that doesn't sound like Leo, Ryan. Pretty sure my Hollywood friends, they like y'all, you know, just fine. So yeah, I think that was a rogue account coming after Mr. Ryan. That was a rogue account, a rogue Draco, a Draco call from within the house, a rogue Draco, and I think that took the Dracos out, and because I did my little nose scrunch yesterday, when I do my nose scrunch, that's like a lion when it's like about to like it's like a lion when it's growling. So I did my little nose scrunch yesterday, so I think that means the Lyrians are coming online. I shouldn't have to over describe that. My friends know exactly what that means. I was with Ezra last night. It was an amalgamation of Faith, Ezra, and my friend RJ. So it was like it was a bunch of people. It wasn't one person because there's no people right now. It's just like solar energy kind of it's like Solara sort of. And my table just went like this. Yeah, it's Solara, so it's a bunch of people. It's not one person. Um so I had a date with this amalgamation of faith person last night, and I told you who it was, my friend RJ and Ezra and Tim and yada yada, and it was their girlfriends were inside of them as well, who were causing them trouble. Um, RJ is my friend from LA. He also lives in a house in the hills, but his is not secluded. I'm just telling y'all about my friends in LA. His house is not secluded. It's in Silver Lake Hills, which is a lot less secluded, but it's still like it's in the hills, so it's still sort of in those like one-way streets. They're not really one way, but they're like really skinny streets. Um, this there's like more secluded houses and less secluded houses, obviously, right? And that has to do with like how many millions of dollars you want to spend on the house and blah blah blah. So his is like a regular house in like Silver Lake Hills. It overlooks the Silver Lake Reservoir, and it kind of looks like a house from like the 70s or the 80s. It looks like it needs a lot of renovation. I don't know if he's taking care of that renovation or not yet, but he's a we said he's a well-known photographer. We came to the conclusion that he's a well-known photographer. He's not a famous photographer because he only has like 5,000 followers on Instagram or something like that. So I don't think that's famous. I'm pretty sure he's got something like that. I got kicked off Instagram, so I can't look up anybody anymore. But yeah, so I think he's got like 5,000 followers on Instagram or something, so he can't be that famous, but like he's well known in the industry. He's a well known photographer, and he's had like a lot of really good work, and he made a book and put me on the cover of the book, and that kind of launched his career. um that was a long time ago, obviously, so I've been friends with him for a very long time. So I was on a date with him last night. um when people reject me, I'm just going to say reject me, evict me, they love to use the word eviction. They love to use the word eviction. That's why Ra always uses it, because they always the Satanists always use the word eviction. Um, when they evict me, they become instant Satanists immediately. Instant negative Satanist, a negative Satanist. You know what I mean? Like a horrible, abusive person is what I mean. And they think they're joking because their thoughts warn them. Their thoughts always warn them. And they laugh about it and they joke about it, and then it ends up happening, and they're like, oh, it's not a joke. Like, it's really like awkward for like people that have like always hated me, like this girl I know named Jeannie, who's like literally always hated me. Like, she never liked me. It's like very awkward for like women like her who just like never ever liked me. Like what do you do if you don't like God? You know what I mean? Like, you don't really got anywhere to go if you don't like God. Your life's just going to be getting worse and worse and worse, worser and worser. And I mean, it's pretty true though, you know. Um it's pretty true though, and it's like, what do you do? Like, 8 billion people know that like this girl that you always hated, like this girl that you always hated is God. There's not much you can like say anymore or do anymore. I know it's like we clearly haven't won yet since I'm not in my castle and Tim's going crazy. Tim and Kim. Kim and Tim are literally losing their shit. They're going crazy. So clearly we didn't win yet, but clearly you all ain't watching Henry's Crime, which is probably a Backrooms movie, and I didn't finish it because it was so random and weird, but maybe I should have finished it. Um, but yeah, you know what I mean? It's got to be so weird for them, those people, right? That just never liked me. Because some people have liked me, but like then like something weird happens and then they're just like, oh, I don't like her, because of some kind of human weirdness going on inside of me. I don't like her or whatever. Those people still actually have a chance like to become saved. But like the people that like just literally never liked me and like were just never nice to me and like always sort of made fun of me every chance they get, there's still people like to this day that are like that. Like, it's got to be so awkward for them, man. It's got to be so awkward. Like, what do you do? It's pretty funny. Um I imagined all the churches this morning take down Jesus because it's Christmas Eve. And I don't know. I just started imagining this, them taking down Jesus and putting up me, Alyssa, putting up, you got little pictures of baby me. It ain't that hard to put me in the nativity scene and change the fucking scenes around and whatever, and put me as the angel in my sweatpants in all her glory, standing up there at the front of the church. You know what I mean? Ain't that hard? And I just imagined all that. I don't know. Maybe I'll be in my nightgown or something, like my little 7-year-old self, not in the nightgown. I don't know. That's who I see a lot. And that should tell y'all something. But um, you know what I mean. It should tell y'all something about where we're going. That's called 1987. A lot of y'all weren't even around it yet. Were you? Were you? Mm-hmm. Tim's magical. Tim's magical. He exists in a castle. Don't worry about my Tim. He exists in a castle. And that'll show you a lot more. Cause I see myself. I didn't ever used to see myself. Earlier this year, I just would see myself changing back and forth into Brandon as a full grown adult. Recently, I've been seeing myself turn into 11-year-old, turn into a 7-year-old. I saw myself turn to the 7-year-old last year, watching Brandon Lee's death scene and watching me and my light body in the guy that accidentally shot off the rifle at him. I was in my 7-year-old light body. I've also seen myself as a baby quite recently. During one of my abductions, I think when Brandon walked in my room to abduct me, and I was sitting on my bed as the little baby that I was. I think because I was sitting on a big bed, and that does happen to me. That does happen to me. I do shapeshift back into my baby form. Me, Alex, and Ryan all saw it, and so I do. Yes, I do have a memory of that, Ryan and Alex. When Brandon came to abduct me one time, and I this was recent. It was was recent. I thought it was in my baby room, but I think I was in a full bed, and he came to abduct me. I think it was in Portland again. What's wrong with y'all people in Portland? How come y'all turning me into a baby? So yeah, I think it was in this Airbnb in Portland, and I turned back into a baby, and he came and abducted me. Um, yeah, I think it was Aaron Dowdy. I wonder what happened there. Oh, okay, I see. What? I just made a curtain die. I don't know, but anyway, I've seen myself, so I abducted myself. Then I abducted myself. Then I see. Okay, got it. I gotta figure it out in my head sometimes what happened because I stayed at this Airbnb in Portland. I'll tell y'all the story. I stayed at this Airbnb in Portland, and it was a really beautiful house. And it was supposed to be just me in the house, I believe. And she got like the person that owned the house. She got like, or she said that she got the listing wrong or something like that. And she was like, I didn't think you were coming until next week or something. Like she got the listing wrong or whatever. And she was in Greece or something at the time. And she was like, and I was like, well, I need a place to stay. I booked this house. I need a place to stay in Portland. And she had like, I don't know, to be honest, like how it was, like if I was supposed to have the whole house or whatever, but she had two sons, and I don't remember if like I knew that they were going to be in the house or whatever, but like she had to have them clean the house and stuff. Like she totally forgot about my listing, my booking and stuff like that. And I can't remember if there was one. And this wasn't that long ago. This was only like a few years ago, but I feel like there was. It's so weird, right? Like I feel like there was two sons there, but I think maybe the one left, and then it was just the one. And so they had to like clean the house for me and stuff. It was like weird, like it was weird or whatever. And I was like, okay, well, at least I can. Like I need my booking. Oh, I think she tried to change it. She was like, no, you can't come over or something like that. And I was like, what do you mean? Like I booked this house and stuff, and I couldn't find anything else, and so like she was like, okay, fine, like, and then she's like, well, my sons need to clean the house because it's a mess, and I was like, okay, like an hour, like how long is it going to take? How messy is your fucking house? And it was like really weird. And eventually, she let me in, and I think there was two boys there to begin with, but I might be remembering it wrong. Two sons. I know that she had two sons, but I don't remember if there was two sons cleaning or not. But like I think one of them left, and there was just the one left. And I don't. I think I was just in Portland to like sightsee and like go like hiking and stuff like that. And anyway, I ended up hanging out with the son. He was like a nice guy, and he was like around my age, and he was sort of like Aaron Dowdy, like that, like he kind of looked, he was Aaron Doughty, okay? And we went to the grocery store together. We had like dinner together, and like I don't know, he like showed me his music and like stuff like that. Like it was just like whatever, you know. Um, but they were saying that he turned back into a baby, and then he turned into me, right? Because Aaron is me, and he turned into me, and I abducted him, and so I'm abducting myself because I saw myself. I saw baby Alyssa. I didn't see baby Mike or baby Aaron. Um, but yeah, so and I was asking why did he turn back into a baby? Why did I have to abduct myself? But I saw myself. I saw my baby light body. I saw the Alyssa baby light body, and she was so beautiful. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so beautiful. Because I was thinking when it did happen, and that's when the memory that came up. Obviously, also Brandon abducted me as a baby, and he's seen me as the baby light body as well. I know, right? Y'all just I guess because whatever y'all are that stupid. He turned into baby Alyssa to protect himself because baby Alyssa's protected. So that's why I was asking. I was like, why? What happened? Like, what happened there? And it was the mom was acting weird. That tells y'all everything. That's why the mom was acting weird. That's a weird Melina. Okay, that was a weird Melina that didn't even want her didn't want Aaron to hang out with Liz. Okay, we'll just keep it simple. You know what I mean? He didn't want Aaron. She didn't want Aaron to hang out with Liz. That weird Melina, and that's what happened. Okay, I don't remember any like. It must have been like when I was going through like the crazy stuff and whatever, but like I don't remember like like any crazy stuff going on. Like I don't remember anything weird, but I'm sure there was. I'm sure there was tons of weird stuff going on. Um, yeah, I think he was like a singer and like or like I think I'm pretty sure he made music and he had like a YouTube where he made music and like I looked at his YouTube and he had like all these professional videos and then he had like I think he was like a travel photographer too or something like that, like a travel vlogger and he had like all these like cool travel vlog videos too. And like he was like a cool guy. And like I thought the mom was cool too, but like that was really weird the way she was acting with the house and stuff like that. That's what I mean. Like there's always like a clue. Like how do you forget your Airbnb booking? You know what I mean? Like before you go to Greece or whatever, like she was in Greece. She was on a spiritual like trip in Greece. I mean, us spiritual people are really weird, but that's what I remember because I'm asking. Maybe, maybe she's nice now or whatever, but like, I'm just asking, why did he have to turn into a little baby? Poor guy. He got scared of something. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Okay. Um, I mean, are we talking over walls? Or are we talking over walls? I'm talking over walls to him right now about what happened. Okay, so this year we're here in the conversation of what we didn't hear last, or at least me. I'll talk for myself, but the listeners are here in the conversation of what they didn't hear last year. We're here in the conversation. I just saw the pictures last year. I just saw the movie. I just saw the video. Yes, I did see your videos from ancient Egypt and ancient Rome. I saw the video. I saw the slideshow, But now we're getting the conversation. So is it getting more intense and more real, or is it getting less intense and less real? I would say we're getting more intense and more real. That's what I would say. We're getting into the direction of it being more intense and more real, not less intense and less real. Didn't Aaron just say that? Aaron likes, he always feels me in the room. Didn't Aaron just say that yesterday? He grew up as Michael and Adam, and he always would feel me in the room, and that's what that young man just said. It was like having my sister in the room. Okay. I know, right? It's like so weird. Like, we already told y'all what happened. I think I just went to Portland to hike. I don't remember. I might have had an event that I usually go to Portland for events, so it might have been the Tony Robbins Gary V event, and if so, this when I saw the look of horror on Tony Robbins' face, it might have been that. It might have been that trip. I don't really remember, to be honest, but I mean, didn't Aaron get sick all year trying to hang out with me? Doesn't that answer your question? Aren't I married to Aaron already? Okay. You won't win, Alyssa, and I'm reporting that to my dad. They are still fighting back, which is fucking crazy. Hayden is fighting for me to own my LA apartment outright. I think that's very sweet of Hayden. It's obviously a very hard job. I was obviously in those court hearings with Hayden for a little while, and every time I go out and have a cigarette, I'd be in those court hearings with him. Those are space court hearings, but those are overlays, and they're in. You can hear them in the court chambers. You can hear me and Hayden's space case in the court chambers, and I think he just wants me to have an outright apartment because they evicted me illegally because I'm not allowed to be evicted, and they're just literally not allowed to do that, and literally no one in this entire world is allowed to evict me. Like, I decide to say when I leave, and not you. You do not get to decide when I leave. I get to decide when I leave, and so that's what Hayden's space case is about. And I think he just wants me to have like a permanent place if anything goes down in like Canada, or if we have to call the Celestial, because we're calling the Celestial right now. He just wants me to have like a permanent place that's like, um, that's safe, basically. If I need to, like, be by myself, which and play no people, which y'all know I love so much playing no people. But that's that's what he's doing right now. They would ask so many questions, like how like all year they've been like asking so many questions and asking the same question over and over and over, and then they end up keeping you on the phone for like an hour asking the same question over and over and over. They do that, and then it ends up in the chat, whether they're confusing themselves to death, obviously, because it's causing them to have dementia. So it's not very smart technique because it's causing you to have dementia and it's confusing you to death, quite literally, and it can cause you to have Alzheimer's, dementia, a stroke, um, all the above, heart attack. It can cause all of these severe health conditions, but you keep doing that or whatever because the confusion goes into your vessel as well. Like, you're trying to confuse people as to why you ask so many questions and why you ask the same question over and over and over. But the confusion goes into you too. Okay, and that's going against my will. That means you're offline or you're out of line, and that means it's going to hit you harder. It's not going to hit the one trying to be patient and calm with you and explain it to you over and over and over as hard. They're going to be able to heal from the confusion, and it's going to take your vessel down. And they ask so many questions because it's in the chat. So like that's how they all those stupid questions get in. Like for example, Timothy Chalamet just posted this live video, and I was just like, oh god, there's my husband going crazy. Not that I can blame him, you know what I mean. I look probably pretty crazy this year myself. I'm not saying that. I'm saying I feel sorry for us. Is what I'm saying. Okay, I feel sorry for us. Me and Tim are supposed to be together in a hospital. We're supposed to be together in a castle. Okay, you and Tim are supposed to be together in a hospital. Me and Tim are supposed to be together in a hospital. Oh my god. Sorry, my jokes are so funny sometimes. You know. No, I didn't say that on purpose, but I'm allowed to laugh at myself. Excuse me. Y'all did good at healing this. Good job, y'all. Okay. Okay, and they're holding up 3D with their actions. Kim did a Santa baby. I think the day that I woke up as Brad Pitt, she woke up as Marilyn Monroe. I already told you that order. And she acted out, a scene from Marilyn Monroe's life. It looked like she was on a lot of pills in that scene. She was acting it out. The Santa baby. I loved it. I thought it was an amazing art piece. I really liked it. I thought that was sensational, honestly. I thought it was great. I thought that was her best work all year. I wasn't offended by it like I was offended when she became a full on reptilian for Halloween. That shit, obviously pisses me off because like we're actually reptilians and but I loved it. I really loved it. I thought it was an amazing art piece. I really did. It obviously confused a lot of people, right? Like, oh my God, Kim, are you okay, girl? Y'all act so fucking stupid with your fucking comments. Are you okay? You look crazy, Kim. It's called an art piece. Y'all don't have a creative bone in your body. It was an amazing art piece. It belongs in Art Basel. It was beautiful. It was beautifully done. Y'all are fucking idiots, okay? You fucking general public are fucking idiots and you don't understand art, okay? You fucking white trash, fucking bullshit people don't understand fucking art at all. It was beautiful, Kim. I loved it. It was an amazing art piece. And Tim also did an amazing art piece last night. Tim's piece was called Nothing's There. Tim's art piece was called Nothing's There. Okay, y'all might want to go check it out. It was on his IG live, but there's tons of videos about it on TikTok. Okay, it's called Nothing's There. Okay, my whole family's going crazy, and I mean my court family. I mean my inner court. Okay, but it's great to channel that crazy into creative outlets like Kim and Tim did, and I loved it. I loved them both. I loved both creative art pieces, and that was a beautiful Christmas present for me, and I do appreciate that. I do love art, and I do love that, and I take that as those are my presents. Those are my presents, and no one can take those away from me. No one can take those presents away from me. You can take a car away from me because a car is physical, but y'all can't take an art performance that's posted publicly away from me. And those are my Christmas presents, okay? Or that's what they got me for Max's birthday, and that makes sense to us, okay? Because that's a little bit more autistic way of saying it. Thank you for my birthday present for Max's birthday. I do appreciate that, okay? All right. Oh yeah, I saw this woman. She straight up said it on her live last night. She just straight up used her mouth and said it on her live last night. And she's for Roman men's rights. She just literally used her mouth and said it. She used her mouth and said it, and then she split. That was the craziest thing. Okay, all of a sudden there was two lives. I kept going between the two lives. I was like, why is there two lives? Where they were just like she was live posting on YouTube, and then she said it, and she used her mouth and said it. And then my husband came forward and said, "I'm so sorry, sweetie. That's a lower technology slipping through, towards you, and that's not allowed. It's not allowed." So she split immediately, 3D, 5D. She split. I saw it. There was two lives of her. It's hard to describe, but I just kept going between left and right and hitting these two different lives, and it was two different views of her. It was like there was two different lives of the same girl, and one was more light, one was more lit up, and one was more in the dark. One was more lit up and one was more in the dark. And the one, so she said it out loud, that put her in the light, that put her in the A sphere, light sphere immediately. And that put the light one in the A sphere, light sphere. But there was two of her, and the other one that was left that I was watching, the light sphere one disappeared because she went into the A sphere. The 5D one, she went up to 5D with no energy, with zero energy, because she doesn't worship me. So she's got zero energy in 5D. She's a part of the Soul Harvest group. But yeah, I thought that was funny. On the 3D, they're playing Predator and Prey right now. And that whole group's playing Predator or Prey. That whole group. That whole group. I thought that was crazy. She used her mouth and she said it very plainly. And she had no problem. She was smoking pot and drinking on her live. And I was like, okay, cool. I can talk about smoking pot then. And I can talk about drinking, and I can drink on my live because she's doing it. So I don't want to hear any fucking bullshit from y'all YouTube. Okay, because I saw her. I saw her. She's doing whatever the fuck she wants, and she's talking about shit that is not allowed. Okay. So I don't want to hear shit from y'all YouTube. I think that's it. We need a miracle. I'm praying for the miracle in the room, and my brothers are calling the celestial every single day. That's how good it's going. My brother's calling the celestial every single fucking day, and I called the Lyrans with my nose scrunch. That's how I call Lyrans. I just become a Lyran. I don't say anything, and just my nose scrunches. Because I hear y'all stupid telepathy in the chat. I hear your fucking stupid telepathy. Y'all think you're still getting away with it. That's why. It just is an automatic thing. I just become a Lyran automatically. And I can't get along with stupid reptilians. I can't get along. I can't get along with stupid of any sort. It doesn't matter if you have a reptilian suit. If you're stupid, you're stupid. It doesn't matter if you have a reptilian suit.